Florida's going to have to take another L, and I'm going to seem like I'm a little bit disrespectful and disparaging to this woman's name but I think I have a point, because I think when you give people a name, the name should mean something. I don't think you should just make up something because you think it sounds unique and you're trying to make people stand out. I think that going that method in our society has been a bad idea for a long time, but nonetheless, I'm going to give you a lot more context when I give you the details of the story. So here is my disclaimer. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So again, I talk about names because I believe that it could also affect the psyche of people. When you give somebody a name that doesn't mean anything, I think a lot of times you can see it manifest in people's actions. But if you give a person a name that means something, or even a common name, like it's the most important gift that you can ever be given is a name. That designation follows you for your whole life. The individual that you guys see on my screen, I'm not saying this is why she did what she did, and I'm getting this article from lawandcrime.com, so thank you for the article, but I'm saying that some of this could affect her psyche. So the person that you guys see on my screen, her name is Quantavia Miltonese Samuel. What is a Quantavia? I don't know. I can't quantify what a Quantavia is, but the quantity of things that this woman has done in this story is just beyond dumb. And I think that this woman deserves a lot of time in prison. But do y'all think she deserves a lot of time in prison? So Florida takes another L. She's 33 years old, and she was arrested because she hit her own son with a car. Okay? Not only is that bad enough, but wait until you find out why. If you read the title, you know. But she ended up hitting her own son with an SUV because she was trying to hit some other children with her SUV. Put that in your tobacco pipe and smoke that. Let me say that again. She accidentally hit her son because her intended target was other children. And look at her face. Matter of fact, I got to give a shout out to Telemundo. I'm going to show y'all the screenshot that Telemundo used of her right there. That face. Shout out to Telemundo. I was like, that perfectly describes her. Looking stupid, looking dumb, with the dumb look on. She looking real dumb right there, right? Ma'am, why do you look like this? It's beyond me. Because what she did, stupid is as stupid thugs. Here's the thing. The reason why she tried to run over other children with her SUV, which is already a mind-blowing concept, because they were in a fight. Why were they in a fight? I don't even care. It don't matter. Kids fight. I would hope that they wouldn't fight, but I think maybe it might be part of like fisticuffs. I don't know. Maybe that's part of boys growing up. I mean, I had my share of fights. You win some, you lose some. But guess what we did? We lived to fight another day. Shout out to John Witherspoon from the Friday movie, if y'all don't know. We lived to fight another day. We might have had some knots and bruises and cuts and busted lips, but guess what? We woke up the next day. What happens to people when they get ran over by SUVs and cars? Most people don't survive that. They're human beings. Like, you don't survive that normally. Thank goodness that I think her child survived this, but she did this because she was trying to stop a fight. First of all, this is why we need fathers in these kids' lives. We need good fathers. Let me say that. good fathers, good active fathers, good participatory fathers, $5 words, yes, participatory, good law-abiding fathers. If a father were there, guess what he's not going to do? He's not going to use his goddamn car to try to run over and stop a fight. His words, hey, y'all stop that. And they might stop. Like, I'm sorry, ladies, but children respond differently to fathers, masculine, authoritative figures. That's the way that nature works. That's why they build us different. We need to celebrate our differences. There are some things that men are actually good for, believe it or not. I know some people might be like, well, what are men good for? They're not good for nothing. But they actually are. Yep. They actually are. They're good for something. They're good for something. So she tried to stop a fight by trying to murder somebody. I don't know. But she was charged with 1 count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. On Monday afternoon, Samuel had told her son to return to school and pick up a backpack that his little brother had left behind. Let's keep going. While going to retrieve the backpack, Samuel's son got into a confrontation with another child. That other child went home to get his cousin, and then the 2 boys found Samuel's, and then the kids got into a physical fight. A little bit before 6 p.m., the boy called his mother and said that he was being jumped by some other juveniles. How was he ever able to do that? Fighting, and then was able to get on the phone, call, hey, doop, 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 doop. I'm over here being beat up, Mom. Doop, 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 doop. Can you come over and help me? Doop, 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 doop. I'm over here at doop, 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 doop. Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know. Maybe he was running or something. I don't know. But he was being jumped. One of whom he claimed might be armed with a handgun. Now, these are kids. Why would they be armed with a handgun? I'm not saying it's not possible, but I don't know. Samuels then got into her car, a Toyota RAV4. Or maybe he just knew how dumb his mama was and just wanted to make her panic and get over there. And she drove to Northwest 5th Avenue and 77th Street where the altercation was taking place. According to the defendant, when she arrived in the area of the aforementioned intersection, she struck her son, of course accidentally, struck her son with the Toyota RAV4 SUV she was operating, a probable cause affidavit stated. When asked how she managed to strike her son with the vehicle, she stated, I was trying to get them off my son, quote unquote. After striking her son with the SUV, police say Samuel then got out and helped her son get into the passenger seat of the vehicle as the other 2 kids fled the scene on foot. Do you think that's where it stopped? Do you think she went to go get her son medical attention? Let me think about it for a minute. You think that's what she did? Listen at this. Because the altercation was over at this point. They fled the scene on foot. Samuel's the alleged mother, continued with the vigilant conduct by pursuing the 2 individuals and following them back to one of their houses. So she chased them down in the car. Once at the residence, Vega said Samuel called the police for the first time after she chased them down in the freaking car. When police arrived on the scene and interviewed the parties involved, they determined that there was no gun involved in the altercation. The Department of Children and Families was called to assist in the investigation. As police began investigating, Samuel's son reportedly started to feel the effects of the collision and began experiencing pain in his hip and his legs. He was transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital Pediatric Emergency Room. The mom, instead of calling police to respond and assist, decides to take the law into her own hands, gets to the school and tries to run over the 2 juvenile victims, but accidentally hits her own son. She wanted to hit these 2 kids. This is what we say all the time. If there's a problem like this, the correct thing would have been to call the police and then she can respond. If we would have been there, we would have prevented this. Samuels was booked into the jail and is currently being held in lieu of a $15,000 bond. That's attempted murder. Why would she get a $15,000 bond? $1,500 she can get out of jail? That's attempted murder. Man, even if you hit your own kid, that still should be attempted murder. Something. That's weird. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Guys can always do me the hugest favor and hit that thumbs up and share the video. Leave a comment. That helps us quite a bit to try to spread these stories. Here is the news video. Let's get it.
A mother behind bars after police say she drove her SUV right into her own son while trying to hit the other kids he was fighting with. NBC6's Nico Clemens is live from Miami with the details tonight. Nico.
Well, Trina, we're outside McQuarrie Elementary School, and it was in this area where police say this mother drove her SUV into her son and tried to hit those other two kids, but they say it didn't end right here in this area. They say this mother followed those kids to their home just a couple blocks away.
A young boy hit by a car. Police say the driver plus his mother.
It's a big accident.
That's Quantavia Samuel. Police say her son called her Monday afternoon, telling her two teens were jumping him and one had a gun. The fight outside McQuarrie Junior Elementary School. Police say Samuel drove to the area of Northwest 5th Avenue and 77th Street and hit her son with the SUV. The police report says Samuel told detectives she was trying to get the other boys off her son.
The mom, instead of calling police to respond and assist, decides to take law into her own hands.
Police say the two teens ran away when Samuel helped her son in the car and followed the boys to their home on 2nd Court. They say that's when she called police. However, when they showed up and investigated, police say they found no guns and arrested Samuel. Shortly after, her SUV was towed away.
She's trying to drive towards the children to get them off of her son. So she's trying to intimidate them by driving her vehicle towards them.
The state argued Tuesday that Samuel was intentionally trying to hit the other two teens. Meanwhile, Samuel's defense said it was all an accident.
But obviously, Miss Hammond's not going to go try to run her own child over when he's calling her for help, saying the other juveniles were threatening him with a gun.
I did speak with the mother of the other young boy who was involved in the fight. She didn't want to go on camera, but when I asked her about how she felt about Samuel driving that car, trying to hit what police say her sons and hitting her son, she used the word karma. Samuel, she was charged with aggravated battery and culpable negligence.
The other parents referred to this as karma. They referred to this as karma. You tried to run over my kid and ran over your own. What a hell of an answer. That's why she didn't want to go on camera. Like Tommy says, you just can't make this type of ish up. Shout out to Tommy. I hate that people steal his stuff and don't give him credit. You can't make that up. Karma. Really? Okay. Shout out to the people that love Black lives and Black Lives Matter. That is awesome.
Also now at 4:30, an off-campus confrontation ends with a 12-year-old student getting hit by a car.
And police say it was his own mother who was behind the wheel, and she was aiming for her son's classmate. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Miami with what is absolutely going to be a shocking story. Roy?
Oh, Christy and Louie, the good news here is that 12-year-old who was injured is expected to be okay. In court, we learned that this mother was simply trying to protect her son, but the judge says she may have gone about all of this in the wrong way, and now she's paying the price behind bars.
That's crazy. That's not thinking.
Parents whose children attend Jesse McCray Elementary School concerned after hearing a mother attempted to run over children with her vehicle Monday.
She should be prosecuted for that.
And she is.
You were arrested for aggravated battery and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
In a green vest, 33-year-old Quintavia Samuel faced a Miami-Dade County judge a day after City of Miami police said she tried to run down 2 children. Her 12-year-old son said we're trying to jump him.
So her son's being threatened by other kids who allegedly had firearms. So she
In court, we learned Samuel first thought one of the children attacking her son was armed, but when she sped toward the group, police said she ended up hitting her own child.
But she actually hit her kid with a car, and then she tried to run over the kids that her son was fighting with.
You got to think before you react. I understand the situation going like it's going, but if you take that little moment to think, she could have easily got out of the car and, diffuse the situation versus using the car.
In the arrest report I obtained, it states moments after striking her son and injuring him, the two get back into her car and she chases down the other 2 children to their home just blocks away. While no one was home, it's Samuel now facing multiple charges that include aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Fortunately, none of the children involved were seriously injured, but its parents just hopeful adults will be more responsible. Instead of contributing to violence, they should be teaching their children to avoid.
There's better ways. You got resource officers and all type of other ways to deal with that other than especially trying to run down these kids.
And in addition to those aggravated battery and aggravated assault charges, that mother is also facing a charge of culpable negligence. She is now being held on an $11,000 bond that she...
Now to a mother's mistake when police say she accidentally ran over her own son while trying to break up a fight. 7's Jessica Hawley is live in Miami with a story you're going to see on just one station. Jessica?
Police say she tried to use her SUV to rescue her son in the middle of a fight. Boy, did that plan backfire. Her son ending up in the hospital, and she is now in jail.
You were arrested for aggravated battery and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
33-year-old Quintavia Samuel accused of steering into a street fight and striking her own son with her SUV. Now she's locked up. Miami police say this all started with a fight involving 3 kids near an elementary school in the area of Northwest 77th Street and 4th Court in Miami. A 12-year-old calling his mom for help, telling her he was being threatened with a gun. When Quintavia Samuel showed up, she spotted her son in the middle of a skirmish.
In an attempt to save her son, she drove her vehicle into the fight that apparently was taking place.
2 other juveniles telling police they observed a Toyota SUV driving towards them and then ran out of the path of the vehicle.
They were able to immediately flee from the area, and she ended up striking her very own son, sending him to Jackson Memorial Hospital.
She was hauled to jail and her ride was towed away as evidence after police say she used that SUV like a weapon.
Not only did she place her own child at risk, but also the general public.
And fortunately, police say her son was not seriously hurt. She remains in jail for now. We're live in Miami. Jessica Hawley, 7.
I want y'all to think about this whole thing with them saying, or with her saying karma. Not with her, but the other parent saying karma. I guess I can kind of understand what they're saying, because your intention was to try to run over and murder other people's children because they were having a children's fist fight. And you almost ended up killing your own kid in the process. I guess I can understand. It's just everything about all of that sounds wrong. It sounds wrong coming from them, but I kind of understand. But even her poor judgment is inexcusable. Her bond is trash. So whoever the judge is, that bond is trash. She should easily have $100,000 bond. And on top of that, you know, she should never be allowed to be a parent. She should lose custody. She should have to go to parenting classes. I think she should at least do 2 to 5 years in jail, in prison, all of that stuff. But is she going to get that? Probably going to get a slap on the wrist. I think that's not going to show any level of accountability. Florida, y'all got to do better on that, okay? But keep the kids in your prayers because this is their parents. This type of bull crap, all right? Thank you, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you.